Welcome to Elder Care Wellness, where your heart health comes first. If you're over 60, every bite you take and every habit you hold on to has a bigger impact on your heart than you may realize. Even the foods you've always believed were healthy could be doing more harm than good. Now, here's something that surprises many of my patients. Certain vegetables, yes, vegetables, can actually slow down your metabolism and silently weaken your heart. I'm Dr. Linda Mayfield, a heart health specialist who's worked with seniors for over 25 years. I've met countless people who thought they were doing everything right. They cut out fried foods, limited sugar, and added more grains to their plate. But here's the catch: not all vegetables are created equal, especially when you're on medications or dealing with age changes in your body. Some veggies can raise your blood pressure, others interfere with your prescriptions, and a few can carry bacteria that older immune systems can't fight off the way they used to. That's why in today's video, I'm sounding the alarm. I'll walk you through 5 common vegetables that may be hurting your heart unless you know how to prepare them safely or swap them for better alternatives. The best part, these risks are totally avoidable. Once you know what to watch out for, you can take simple steps to protect your heart and boost your energy naturally. Stick with me, especially because the first vegetable on this list might be sitting in your fridge right now. Before we dive in, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss a tip designed to help you live stronger, longer. If this video helps you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 so I can do better for you. Let's talk about spinach. Yes, the leafy green that's long been hailed as a superfood, packed with nutrients, low in calories, and recommended in countless diets. But here's what most people over 60 don't know. If you're taking heart medication, especially blood thinners, spinach could quietly be working against you. See, as a cardiac surgeon with over 2 decades in the field, I've treated far too many patients who came into my office believing they were eating healthy, only to find that their diet was interfering with life-saving medications. Spinach is high in vitamin K, a vital nutrient for healthy blood clotting. That sounds like a good thing, right? But here's the danger. If you're taking blood thinners like warfarin, often prescribed after a heart attack, stroke, or for conditions like atrial fibrillation, too much vitamin K can reduce your medication's effectiveness. In simpler terms, spinach makes your blood clot more easily. And if you're taking blood thinners to prevent clotting, suddenly that protection weakens. Your risk for stroke or a deadly clot increases, even if you feel perfectly fine. Here's the worst part. Most seniors aren't aware of this interaction. You might add a green smoothie to your breakfast routine, toss together a big spinach salad for lunch, and feel proud of your healthy choices. But without knowing it, you're creating a dangerous imbalance between your food and your medication. I've seen it firsthand. Patients who suffer strokes or develop clots, not because their medicine failed, but because their diet cancelled out its power. Now, does this mean spinach is the enemy? Not at all. The real issue is inconsistency. If you eat spinach regularly and let your doctor know, your medication dose can be adjusted to work with your habits. But if you suddenly change your intake, adding or removing spinach without warning, your blood levels can swing in dangerous directions. That's where the risk lies. So here's my advice. If you love spinach, don't stop eating it. Just be consistent and always communicate with your healthcare provider when making dietary changes. Remember, food can be your best medicine or your body's worst confusion. And here's a truth we often forget: not every vegetable is good for every heart. Surprising as it may sound, certain veggies can cause more harm than a plate of French fries if you're not paying attention. So if spinach, a vegetable we've praised for decades, can quietly sabotage your medication, imagine what else might be hiding in your fridge. Coming up next, we'll take a closer look at one of the most popular foods in America, something you may be eating right now that contains more sodium than a bag of chips. And if you've found this information helpful, go ahead and type 1 in the comments below. It helps me know that you're with me and that you care about protecting your health as much as I do. Let's move on to the next food. Let's talk about pickles. Crisp, tangy, refreshing. They've long been a classic sidekick to sandwiches and barbecues. But here's something most people don't realize. Those tasty green slices might be quietly sabotaging your heart. No, it's just a pickle. What harm could a few little slices do? Well, more than you'd think. Pickles are packed with salt, a lot more than most people realize. In fact, just a small handful can contain over 1,000 milligrams of sodium. That's more than 2/3 of the entire daily limit recommended for people over 60. And here's why that matters. Sodium acts like a sponge. It holds on to water in your bloodstream, increasing your blood volume. That added pressure forces your heart and blood vessels to work harder, leading to high blood pressure, artery damage, and eventually even heart failure. I've seen this firsthand in my patients. They come in confused, doing all the right things. They've stopped eating fried food. They're walking daily. They've even cut back on alcohol, but their blood pressure still too high. And they're shocked when we discover that a simple plate of pickles has been undoing all their hard work. That's the real danger here. Salt doesn't show symptoms right away. You won't feel it building up. There's no warning bell. Everything might seem fine until one day it's not. When a stroke hits or you find yourself gasping for breath with heart failure, and by that point, it's a serious emergency. Worse still, as we age, our kidneys naturally become less efficient at filtering out excess sodium, and our blood vessels become stiffer and more fragile. That means even normal amounts of salt can cause real damage after 60. And it's not just pickles. Salt is hidden everywhere, in canned vegetables, healthy soups, even things like crackers or low-fat cheese. But pickles are especially dangerous because they feel harmless. They're small, they're green, they're vegetables, right? But in truth, they're often salt bombs in disguise. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up pickles forever, but if you're over 60, and especially if you have high blood pressure, heart problems, or kidney issues, you must pay close attention to your sodium intake. Look for low sodium versions. Rinse pickles before eating them, or limit them to rare treats instead of daily sides. Your heart will thank you for it. And here's the key takeaway. Just because something tastes light and refreshing doesn't mean it's good for your heart. At this age, every small choice matters. If this message hit home for you, drop a 1 in the comments below. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me tailor these tips to serve you better. Now let's move on to the next food, one you probably use every single day, but that could be disrupting your heart rhythm in ways you never imagined. Let's talk about chili peppers. For many older adults, food is more than just fuel. It's comfort, tradition, even joy. And nothing sparks that joy quite like a little heat. A spicy soup, a fiery stir-fry, or a sprinkle of red pepper flakes can wake up the taste buds and bring back memories of favorite meals. But here's what many folks over 60 don't realize. That little kick of heat might be doing more than just tingling your tongue. It could be quietly overworking your heart. When you eat spicy foods, especially chili peppers with high capsaicin content, your body responds with a stress reaction. Your heart rate rises, adrenaline is released, blood vessels tighten, your nervous system goes on high alert. For a young, healthy person, this may not be a big deal, but once you reach your 60s, your arteries naturally stiffen and your heart becomes more sensitive to sudden changes. I've had patients come in after a spicy meal complaining of racing heartbeats, tightness in the chest, or blood pressure spikes. The culprit? That fiery dinner they thought was perfectly harmless. And the concern doesn't stop at one meal. Frequent consumption of spicy food, especially hot peppers, can lead to chronic inflammation in your blood vessels. Over time, this weakens the pathways your heart depends on, raising your risk of heart rhythm problems, hypertension, and even heart attacks. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you to give up flavor. Life after 60 should still be delicious and enjoyable, but you don't need intense heat to make food exciting. There are wonderful, heart-friendly ways to add zest to your meals without setting off alarm bells in your chest. Try using mild herbs like basil or thyme, or natural flavor boosters like garlic, ginger, lemon zest, or even a touch of turmeric. These not only taste great, but many of them support heart health rather than stress it. And above all, listen to your body. If you notice heart palpitations, pressure in your chest, or headaches after spicy meals, it's time to rethink your plate. Comfort food should not cause harm. Remember, your heart's needs are changing as you age. What once energized you might now leave your system struggling to keep up. If you love chili peppers, enjoy them occasionally and in moderation. Just be mindful, especially if you've been diagnosed with heart disease, high blood pressure, or any circulation issues. You can still eat well and live well without turning up the heat. If this message resonates with you, drop a 1 in the comments to let me know you're paying attention to your heart. And if you'd like more Heart Smart tips for flavorful eating, be sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you never miss a new episode. Now, let's take a look at the next food. It's something many people drink daily, but it might be silently raising your heart rate. Garlic has been praised for centuries, and honestly, much of that praise is well-deserved. It's been shown to help lower cholesterol, support immune function, reduce inflammation, and even thin the blood. No wonder so many people, especially older adults, see garlic as nature's medicine cabinet. I've met patients who chop up raw cloves into their salads, add them to morning smoothies, or even swallow them whole like pills. They believe they're doing something good for their heart. And in small, well-monitored amounts, garlic can be helpful. But when it comes to raw garlic, more is not always better. And here's what most people don't realize. Raw garlic is a potent natural blood thinner. That might sound like a good thing if you've been told you're at risk of blood clots. But if you're also taking blood-thinning medications like warfarin, aspirin, or Plavix, you could be entering dangerous territory without even knowing it. See, combining raw garlic with prescription blood thinners can magnify their effects, making your blood too thin. When that happens, you're at a much higher risk for internal bleeding, unexplained bruises, and even life-threatening hemorrhages. I've seen it too many times. Patients coming in with nosebleeds that won't stop, black stools from intestinal bleeding, or sudden, severe fatigue because they've been bleeding internally without knowing it. And the scary part? They truly thought they were helping themselves. But the risks don't stop there. Raw garlic has also been shown to lower blood pressure, which can be helpful in theory. However, if you're already taking medication to control your blood pressure, garlic can send things into a free fall. That drop in blood pressure can lead to dizziness, weakness, fainting, or worse, reduced blood flow to the heart and brain. In older adults, this can quickly become an emergency. I've had patients end up in the ER with dangerously low blood pressure and no idea that garlic was the reason. Now, let me be clear, garlic itself is not the enemy. It's a powerful food. But raw garlic, taken in excess or combined with heart medications, can become a silent saboteur. The body you have at 60 or 70 doesn't react the same way it did at 30 or 40. Your organs are more sensitive. Your medications interact more easily with foods. That's just part of aging. And it means we have to make smarter, more informed choices. One of the most heartbreaking things I see is when someone tells me, but I thought I was doing the right thing. And they were, based on what they knew. But good health decisions aren't just based on tradition or natural remedies passed down through generations. They should be based on science, self-awareness, and medical guidance. So if you love garlic, and many do, you don't have to give it up, but you should be careful about how you use it. Here are a few safe tips to consider. Cook your garlic. Cooking reduces the potency of its blood-thinning properties, making it safer for those on medication. Stick to small amounts. A clove or two a day is usually fine, but swallowing several raw cloves on an empty stomach? That's a recipe for trouble. Talk to your doctor. If you're taking heart medications or blood thinners, always mention any supplements or natural remedies you're using, including raw garlic. You wouldn't mix medications without your doctor's approval. Right? Think of garlic as a powerful natural drug. Respect it the same way. At Older Care Wellness, our goal is to help you live longer, feel stronger, and stay informed. We're not here to scare you, we're here to empower you. And that starts by understanding that even natural foods can become dangerous when misused or misunderstood. So the next time you're about to toss a handful of raw garlic into your morning smoothie or chew a clove like candy, pause and ask yourself, is this helping my heart or possibly hurting it? If this message spoke to you, please let me know by typing 1 in the comments below. If you've experienced any unexpected symptoms after trying raw garlic, I'd love to hear your story. Your voice might help someone else avoid a serious mistake. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss another Heart Smart tip designed just for you. So up next, we'll explore a food that's often labeled natural and wholesome, but may be flooding your bloodstream with sugar and silently fueling inflammation. You won't want to miss it. They may look harmless sitting on top of your salad. Maybe you've even added them to your sandwich, thinking you're making a smart, heart-healthy choice. After all, alfalfa sprouts, mung bean sprouts, and other raw greens are often praised as superfoods, full of enzymes, fiber, and natural energy. But here's the truth most people don't hear. Those tiny sprouts might be carrying a hidden danger that's especially risky for people over 60. You see, sprouts grow in warm, humid environments, exactly the kind of setting bacteria like E. coli, Salmonella, and Listeria thrive in. And because they're often eaten raw, those bacteria go straight from your plate into your body with no heat to kill them off. Now, for a healthy 25-year-old, a little foodborne illness might mean a day or two of discomfort, maybe some nausea or stomach cramps. But if you're over 60, it's a whole different story. As we age, our immune systems weaken and our hearts become more vulnerable to any kind of stress, including infection. I've seen it firsthand in my years of treating older adults with heart issues. A simple case of food poisoning doesn't just stay in the gut. It can lead to severe dehydration, sepsis, or even a dangerous heart infection called endocarditis, especially in those with existing heart conditions like valve disease or coronary artery disease. I once treated a woman in her early 70s who thought she was doing everything right. She walked daily, avoided processed food, and took her medications religiously. But she ended up in the ICU just days after eating a raw sprout salad. What started as mild bloating and fatigue quickly turned into a bloodstream infection and a heart rhythm so irregular it required emergency care. Her story isn't rare. Many seniors are trying their best, making the switch to fresh, organic foods and cutting out junk. But sometimes even the most well-meaning choices can carry unexpected risks. And here's what makes it so tricky. Raw sprouts don't look dangerous. They're green, delicate, and often labeled natural or clean. But the truth is, unless they've been thoroughly cooked, they might be some of the riskiest foods on your plate. Now, let me be clear, I'm not here to scare you away from healthy eating. I love fresh vegetables and I believe in the power of whole foods. But when it comes to sprouts, I urge every senior and every caregiver to think twice. If you really love sprouts, you don't have to give them up entirely, but I do recommend you cook them first. A quick sauté, a light steam, or tossing them into hot soup for just a few seconds can be enough to kill harmful bacteria without destroying all the flavor or nutrition. And if you're buying sprouts from the store, especially in bulk or in pre-packaged containers, always check the expiration date, wash your hands thoroughly, and refrigerate them immediately. Most importantly, if you have a heart condition, a history of infections, or take immune-suppressing medications, talk to your doctor before including raw sprouts in your diet. It's ironic, isn't it? You're trying to do the right thing. Eat fresh, eat green, eat clean, and yet the very thing that's supposed to boost your health can put your heart at risk. But that's the reality of aging. Your body changes, your risks change, and the foods that once served you well in your 30s or 40s might not be safe anymore in your 60s or 70s. And that's why at Eldercare Wellness, we focus on helping you make smart, informed decisions. We're not anti-sprout, anti-garlic, or anti-flavor. We're pro-awareness, because when you know the risks, you can protect your heart without giving up the food you love. So let me leave you with this. Don't underestimate small things, whether it's a tiny seed sprout or a tiny change in your daily routine. Both can have a big impact on your health. If this message helped open your eyes, let me know by commenting 1 down below. And if you've ever had a strange reaction after eating something you thought was healthy, share your story. We learn best when we learn from each other. And don't forget, if you haven't already, hit subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss another tip that could help you or someone you love stay strong, safe, and heart healthy. Next up, we'll uncover one of the most commonly consumed drinks in America that may be raising your inflammation and blood sugar every single day without you even realizing it. Yeah, it's a great question, and the answer is far more comforting than you might expect. You don't need a strict diet. You don't need fancy powders or expensive supplements. What your heart truly needs, especially after 60, isn't extreme. It's balance. It's consistency. It's real food that loves you back. Let's start with a few examples. One of my favorite hot, smart foods is steamed broccoli. It's rich in antioxidants, vitamin C, and fiber, all of which help reduce inflammation and support healthy blood vessels. And because it's cooked, it's easy to digest and gentle on older digestive systems. Next up, roasted carrots. Lightly roasted carrots bring out a natural sweetness while delivering a healthy dose of beta-carotene, which your body turns into vitamin A. That vitamin helps protect your heart and strengthen your immune system at the same time. Stud kale is another superstar. This leafy green is packed with potassium and magnesium, two nutrients essential for keeping blood pressure stable and heart rhythm steady. When lightly sautéed with a bit of olive oil and garlic, it becomes flavorful, tender, and incredibly nourishing. And let's not forget the humble sweet potato. This root vegetable is full of complex carbohydrates, fiber, and potassium, all heart-boosting ingredients that help keep blood sugar levels steady and reduce the workload on your heart. Now, if you enjoy tomatoes, you'll be happy to hear that cooked tomatoes, like those in sauces or soups, contain lycopene, a powerful antioxidant linked to lower cholesterol and reduced risk of heart disease. Cooking the tomatoes actually enhances their lycopene content, making them even more beneficial. And of course, we can't leave out heart-friendly legumes like lentils and green beans. These are packed with plant-based protein, iron, and soluble fiber, which helps reduce bad LDL cholesterol while keeping you full and satisfied. What do all these foods have in common? They're gentle, healing, and nourishing. They help the heart without causing chaos in your bloodstream or overworking your digestion. Unlike raw sprouts or overly salty pickles, these foods work with your aging body, not against it. After the age of 60, your heart doesn't need punishment. It needs patience, it needs predictability, and it needs food that brings not just nutrition, but comfort. In my years working with older adults, I've seen firsthand how small, simple shifts can make a huge impact. A bowl of lentil soup, a sweet potato baked until tender, a cup of lightly steamed greens with a drizzle of lemon juice. These aren't fancy meals, but they're powerful. In fact, I've had patients who lowered their blood pressure, improved their cholesterol, and even reduced their reliance on medication, not by crash dieting or giving up everything they loved, but by building a plate that heals instead of harms. And let's talk about flavor, because I know many people worry that healthy food means boring food. Let me tell you, it doesn't have to be. You can add incredible taste to your meals with heart-safe herbs and spices. Think rosemary, turmeric, thyme, garlic in moderation, fresh lemon, or even a hint of ginger. These add not only flavor, but also anti-inflammatory and antioxidant benefits. What you want to avoid is relying on salt, sugar, or heavy oils to create flavor. Instead, embrace the natural richness of whole foods and enhance them with herbs that support your health rather than strain it. Your meals should feed your heart and your soul. Because food, at its best, is more than fuel. It's memory, it's comfort, it's medicine, it's love. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed by all the things you shouldn't eat, I encourage you to shift your focus. Think about all the good, wholesome foods you can enjoy. Foods that don't just fill your stomach, but nourish your future. Here's what I recommend for every senior building a heart-healthy lifestyle. Fill half your plate with cooked, colorful vegetables. Choose whole grains or root veggies like sweet potatoes. Include a source of plant-based protein like beans or lentils. Add healthy fats like olive oil or avocado in moderation. Season with herbs, not salt. And drink plenty of water to keep your system running smoothly. If this sounds doable, that's because it is. Healing doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be consistent. And if today's message gave you a little hope or maybe a new idea for dinner, drop a 1 in the comments. If you still have questions about what's right for your heart, type 0. I'll do my best to help. And don't forget, if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and tap the bell icon so you never miss another tip that could change your health one delicious bite at a time. Coming up next, we'll talk about one popular drink that many seniors consume daily, yet it may be raising inflammation and silently exhausting your heart. I'll see you there. Conclusion from Elder Care Wellness with Heart. Your heart has been faithfully beating for you since the day you were born, over 2 billion times by the time you reach your 60s. And through it all, it's never once asked for thanks. But now it's asking for your attention. Growing older doesn't mean giving up. It means getting wiser. It means realizing that what once worked for your body might need adjusting. Foods that were once healthy might now clash with your medications. Habits that once felt harmless might be putting quite a strain on your heart. Here's the good news. It's not too late. Heart damage doesn't have to be permanent. Even small daily changes like choosing gentler foods, reducing salt, staying active, and finding moments of peace can help reverse years of hidden stress on your heart I've seen older adults who were tired, breathless, and discouraged regain their energy, clarity, and confidence, not through extreme diets or strict routines, but by listening to their bodies and making wise, consistent choices. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be intentional. Your heart still has time, strength, and love to give to your family, your passions, and the life you've worked hard to build. So why not start today? Rethink your plate, revisit your habits, reclaim your vitality. Each heartbeat from now on is a gift, and it's your responsibility to protect it. If you found this video helpful, leave a 1 in the comments or share a 0 if you have ideas to help us improve. Tell us one thing you're inspired to change. We're in this journey together. Thank you for watching, and may you continue to live fully from the heart.